Greetings everyone, Zannrath here, and welcome back to Everlasting Summer. Let's go ahead and continue with our search for a wild Sharik. Alright, so we're in the library. I remember that. Let's see, Slavia went to Xenia, sitting at the table, and spoke to her. I just stood in the doorway, because that's just who I am. I didn't want to communicate with this librarian any more than necessary. Oh yeah, because she got mad at us when we asked her why she was up so early. A few minutes later, Slavia came back to me. So? Nothing. She shook her head, as expected. The canteen. We still had time before lunch starts, so there's no usual crowd of pioneers. It was empty inside and outside of the building. While Slavia was talking to the two cooks, I was sitting and playing with the salt shaker. Some salt spilled out of the pot. Certainly, I would be worried if I was superstitious. Strangely enough, he wasn't here either. It would be unexpected if she'd found him, for instance, in the refrigerator. Oh man. Is he getting like hazed or something? Or is that what the burgers are made out of? Actually, they don't eat burgers, right? The next stop according to our plan was the infirmary. I decided not to go inside and waited for Slavia because of those awkward memories with Lena, right? No results. There were pioneers playing football on the sports ground. I haven't been here since like the first day, right? It would be hard for Sharik to get lost among them. Didn't really seem like an athletic guy, that's right. Finally, we reached the clubhouse. You think he could be here? I think it's the first place people would have searched. Let's go in. Empty inside. Slavia opened the door and went into the next room. I followed her. Oh, we haven't been in here before. This all seemed to me to be a stupid undertaking. This was strange, especially because it was Slavia's idea. I mean, I understand responsibility and so on, but isn't it obvious that he isn't in the camp? Maybe he figured out when the bus was coming, he got out of here. Damn it, Sharik. I was supposed to get on that bus. Why didn't you tell me? After all, he isn't playing hide and seek with us, is he? No one here either. What did you expect? He'd be sitting in a closet? Well, it seemed like I've offended her. Sorry. But seriously, I understand. I understand, but we have to check all possibilities. Okay, listen. What do you really think about Sharik's disappearance? Yes. Maybe he went into the forest and has been caught by a forest spirit? She laughed at that. What a fabulous story. However, in this camp, you never know. Yes, true that. But this isn't time for jokes. Cheer up! We'll find him. I hope so. Slavia smiled. Well, I still have some things to do. See you later. Alright. Can I do stuff now? Or do I have to, go look for him by myself? She left, but I was standing there for some time staring at the Cybernetics Club's closet. Let's actually look around. What's going on here? Got a TV, VCR. I don't know, is that a lighting fixture thing? Like those tube ones? I don't know. Brims, stuff like that. Okay. However, I was so inspired by Slavia's actions, I decided to continue the search somewhere else. Yep. What is scene? What is that supposed to mean? So I guess this was actually supposed to be our cabin. I guess we have the paper bag over our head. I don't know why. Oh man, I want to go to the locker room and the shower. What are WCs? I see a bunch of them. Let's go into the... I have a feeling something's going on in the forest, so... Ooh, or the bus stop. Okay, let's go boathouse, into forest, into bus stop. Maybe Sharik decided to pick up stones near the water. Wait, were we at the boathouse? No, we were at the beach. That's different. In the worst case, I'll find his corpse, but I'm sure that it won't end up that way. Comrade. I was crossing the square when somebody called out to me. Wait! Hey, look, you got your shirt not tucked away in your shirt again, or your skirt. Alyssa came up and smiled. I immediately sensed a trap. That's a trap. Where are you going? I'm searching for Sharik. Oh, she's going to join us. Olga Dmitrovna asked me to. And how is it? Exciting? She looked intently into my eyes, and I turned away awkwardly. Not really. But, a pioneer is missing. Surely you're not freaking over such a minor thing. What do you mean? Only a few hours have passed. Maybe he just lost track of time while having a walk. Does everyone take walks randomly? Certainly I had the same idea, but I wasn't telling her that. Yes, that's true. But who knows what could have happened? Shouldn't have been paused there, my bad. Let me help you with it. Again, shouldn't be a pause there. With what? I got suspicious. With looking for Sharik. Oh, but I can do it. Oh, come on. She smiled at me, but there was something malevolent in that smile. Naturally, her smile was cute enough, but it really seemed to me like there was something behind it. Well, if you insist. Since I could not understand what's on her mind, I had no reason to refuse. But before we go, I have one thing to get from home. Okay, I'll wait for you. You're actually serious? Or you're actually serious about just standing there? Oh. She's invited me into her, she got her home, I'm guessing her cabin. Okay. Wait, you have a pirate skull and crossbones flag in her window? And what's this icon thing? Alright. We approached Alyssa's cabin. It would be just like all the cabins, if not for the Jolly Roger on the door. What's that? By the way, Ilyana is my roommate. Who would have thought? Okay. I guess this is Ilyana's side. She got some, what is this, the Japanese death metal or something? We enter the cabin. Let's take a peek around. Why is everyone so messy? Damn. Yep, Ilyana's definitely, the complete chaos inside really reminded me of my old flat. Though, why I thought of it as old. In general, I would imagine a girl's room differently. Snow white sheets, walls, floors, ceiling shining, spotless. But when you consider that the two most exemplary pioneers are living here, we just stood silently for some time. And what did you need to get? Huh? Seems like I interrupted Alyssa's thinking. Yeah. It's actually not here. Wait here. I'll be back in a minute. Oh boy. As a trap. It certainly is a trap. Oh, she's a kitty. Oh, kitty. Or at least kitty poster. She's smiling right out. She seems really flaky today. I began to examine the room. I couldn't say that there had been an explosion. It was just a decent mess. Well, at least by looking at this mess created in one pioneer session, I can surely say that I'm not the messiest person in the world. The decoration of my apartment took years to be completed. I wasn't thinking about anything in particular, was just looking around the room. Posters of Soviet artists, some books on the shelves, various household items. Where are the books on the shelves? There's a book. Maybe these shelves, I don't know. Do you have a wash basin? And then I realized that everything is wrong. Something will happen soon. Something bad. Why did Alyssa leave me here all alone? There was something I had to discover. Why is this music suddenly picking up? My gut told me that it's dangerous to stay here. I went to the door and tried to open it, but it's locked. Yep, locked. What a surprise. Wait, it locks on the outside? That's kind of creepy. What a surprise. How did she manage to quietly lock me in? I don't know what's on her mind, but I need to get out of here. I went to the window, opened it, and climbed out. Oh, fancy. Oh, that's a door. That's what he was talking about, the Jolly Roger, whatever. Okay, I get it. Now I can go and take care of business, or... I chose the second option and waited. What is the reason she had locked me up? I wanted to know what was happening, plus I really wanted to see Alyssa's face when she finds her room empty. Yeah, that'd be pretty funny too. I hid in the bushes. That sounds terrible, man. Someone's gonna come by and see you camp in the bushes outside of two girls' cabins cabin. And yeah, you're getting a restraining order, bro. To the house, next to the house, and waited. I guess you call them houses and the cabins. After some time, I heard footsteps. She was trying to get me. Alyssa and Olga Dmitrovna came to the house. You'll see everything for yourself. She opened the door and went in. A few seconds later, she ran back out. Yep. Alyssa's face looked as if she had won a mouse catching competition. but at the last moment, she found out it's not a real Olympic sport. So he just disappeared? Olga Dmitryevna asked skeptically. I did the right thing by closing the window after myself. Oh, nice. Oh no. You know, I understand everything. Divachevskaya. You and your roommate, every time it's the same thing, haven't you had enough? But it's true. Really, one story after another. Semyon in your cabin, Semyon harassing you. Why do you keep lying? That's horrible. Alyssa seemed really upset, and to my surprise, was not trying to argue. On one hand, it was funny to look at, but on the other, I felt a bit sorry for Alyssa. We're gonna go with that. She deserves it, though. Our leader finally finished going her and left. Alyssa was mad. She clenched her fist and trembled. Her face was flushed. It seemed to me that she was going to explode. I sat in the bushes and laughed quietly. However, I was wondering what was on her mind, and I came out of my hiding place, not afraid of being beaten. So what exactly did you want to show the leader? Me? Ah, gotcha. Alyssa turned and looked at me in disbelief. After a moment, surprise turned to anger. You! What about me? She calmed down a bit. That's a lot of calming down. I wanted to get even with you, she smirked, meaning, you lost the bet, so I wanted to show the camp leader how you're stalking me. I guess it didn't really help that I was camping in the bushes. I basically was doing that. Although for different reasons than what most people stalk for, I guess. I wonder what wrong Olga Dmitryevna could find in this situation, but let's move on. I see. Maybe I should apologize to you? I asked sarcastically. Hold on, let me try that again. Maybe I should... Wait, what did she say? Maybe I should apologize to you? Is that sarcastic enough? I don't think so. Screw you! Oh, she punched me. Nope. She went into the house and slammed the door. I thought that was the sound of like my bones breaking or something. I wasn't angry at Alyssa. In the end, I expected her to do something like this. Anyway, I got through it without consequence. I was very lucky. Her confusion and embarrassment just made my day. Chuckling after... Excuse me. Talking so much makes my throat feel funny. So, chuckling. I left Alyssa's cabin, which was about to become my death trap. I just kind of want to go in there and see what's up. I went for lunch with mixed feelings, with a sense of accomplishment, and with a realization of time wasted. Sorry, we never got to the pier or the boathouse or whatever. Canteen was crowded. It couldn't stay unnoticed. Olga Dmitryevna called me. Semyon, come with us. The camp leader, Slavia and Electronic were sitting at the 4-seat table. I nodded and went to get my food. This time I had spent several minutes in the queue. Today's menu didn't really differ from the other days' menus. The dishes looked the same at least. When I sat at the table and wished bon appetit to everyone, Olga Dmitryevna said, "So, what are you thinking? About what? We searched for Sharik all around. It's noon and he's nowhere to be found." I took note of the rhyme. Oh, around and found. Clever. But didn't want to point it out. We looked all over camp. I went around the neighborhood, or the neighboring forest. Oh, I was going to go to the forest. Olga Dmitryevna looked at me, and I helped too. We must call the police. Maybe we should wait until evening? I asked lazily. Okay, hold on. Maybe we should wait until the evening? Is that lazy? Or is that just complaining? Maybe he went home. That can't be. Sharik lives thousands of miles away. By train? The nearest station. She paused. Ooh. Something's going on, definitely, yeah. They're always like, she almost slept there. And she was like, oh yeah, the nearest station to get away from here is, wait, hold on. It's far off. Now it's getting interesting. Yeah, it's getting really suspicious now. Every time the conversation reached a point concerning ways I could leave Sovionok, all the camp inhabitants started changing the subject. How far is far? Really far. The camp leader looked at me, indicating with her expression that asking more questions was not advised. That's too bad, because I don't follow advice. So we should go deeper into the forest. Maybe he got lost. Sharik always takes a compass. Chimed in electronic. I wonder what else could be found in his magical vest, assuming he has one. If I were getting lost in the forest, a compass would be of no real use. Police! We should call the police in the evening. Not right now, at least. Okay, so you'll do that later. They were all silent. We should be able to find him before evening. We still have time. If he actually got lost, we have no time to lose. We cannot be sure. Then where is he? Where? There was some truth to the camp leader's words. Hiding the whole day just like that is suspicious. Why would he do that? Sharik seems to be quite a serious pioneer. Ulyana would have been a better fit for this behavior. Yeah, I can definitely see that. So there is good reason to believe that he was gone. All that can be done has already been done. We'll just have to wait. Slavia, Electronic, and Olga Dmitrievna looked at me sorrowfully but didn't say a word. I finished my lunch, took the tray back, and left the canteen. It's still the first half of the day. What now, comrade? The camp was drifting off for an afternoon nap. Only... Is that Genda or Genda? I don't know if they're hard or soft G. Stared at me through his glasses. Wait, who is he? Of course he was staring somewhere else, but I had a feeling that he was constantly watching me. Can I see him now? I bet he knows where Sharik is hiding. He just can't say anything. The disappearance of the Cybernetics Club's leader made me think. Maybe it's got something to do with my case. It's the nurse, so... Oh, Pioneer! The nurse stood in front of me. I looked at her curiously. Go and take my place in the infirmary. I have an urgent call. Somebody is injured. Uh-oh. Is it Sharik? Me? Yes, you! Take the keys. Oh, man. Are we gonna get to do a, female physical? That'd be exciting. The nurse threw me the keys and ran away. Why me? Isn't there anyone else in this camp? Nope. Clearly you're the only one who gets to do the female physicals. What else should I be doing? What if something happens? Oh. Oh, what do I do now? I missed my chance to refuse. I stood in front of the door uncertainly. On the one hand, there's nothing to worry about. I'll spend half an hour here and she'll come back. Or she'll be back? I don't know, whatever. But what if someone comes for actual help? Sorry, there's like a big, like, dump truck outside my window. I was like, wait, are they actually stopping for help? How ironic. But what if someone actually comes to help with a broken leg or a head injury? I began to worry too much. I hope that there are no injuries more serious than bruises and scratches in this camp. But at the same time, well, there was that urgent call, so. But at the same time, I could not shake the idea that, that in a serious situation, I would be completely useless. Don't worry, bro, I got you. I don't even know how to perform CPR. That's alright. I am actually certified for CPR, so we got this, bro. The magazine on the nurse's table caught my attention. Good way to relax, I guess. It's labeled, or this is labeled, Soviet fashion. The publication date or month were absent. Oh, that's really suspicious. However, that was not surprised. There were much stranger things happening here. I didn't know much about Soviet magazines. Maybe they actually don't have publication dates on them. I kind of feel like all publications do. Models dressed in old-fashioned clothes stared at me from the glossy pages. Nowadays, nobody would wear such clothes. I smirked. I wonder if Slavia, for example, considered this fashionable. I can only imagine what would happen if she appeared in my time wearing something like this. Imagine, so I guess we've settled on, we've convinced ourselves that this is actually, like in the past. Imagine we're walking hand in hand. I'm wearing my coat with the hood and she's dressed in a lavish dress covered with lace and things. Man, why are we fantasizing about Slavia now? Seems like I'm already imagining Slavia in my world with me. And not only Slavia. This dress better suits Ulyana, the cute Seraphan? I don't know what that is. Would look good on Alyssa. This skirt and cardigan would look nice on Lena. It's funny. I have a friend who wears a bunch of cardigans. If only they could be real. No, I saw them, heard them, could even... what? No, I saw them, heard them, could even touch them. But still, they are here and I simply don't belong in this place. It's alien to me, like this skeletal anatomy thing. I'm just waiting for my chance to get out of here. Waiting because nothing is up to me anymore. I sighed, put my head on the table, and fell asleep. Oh, what a great nurse we are. I was awoken by the noise of the door opening. Lena stood at the door. The nurse isn't here? Then I'll come back later. I'm substituting for her. Oh, yeah. Turn your head and cough. No, that's only for guys, I think, right? Pretty sure that's only for guys. I don't know. Since I'm responsible for pioneers' lives, I should do it with full responsibility. Although, in fact, I was just afraid of something bad happening because of me. Any health complaints? Yeah, that's definitely the way to open up. I tried to give Lenya the most professional smile I could in order not to confuse her. Nothing special, just a little headache. Let's do it. What? Let's do this. That's a weird thing to say. Some painkillers, maybe. Of course, I wasn't aware where to find the required medicine, so it took me a while to find them. I don't know if you're really allowed to prescribe medicines. Maybe give her some ibuprofen or acetaminophen to avoid saying brand names, you know. Finally, I handed a metamizole tablet, to Lena. Thanks. She smiled. That was completely unexpected, and I lost touch with reality, staring at her. What? Lena turned awkwardly in an instant. Yeah, I would probably. I'm staring creepily at you. Listen, I've been wondering, do you like this? I don't know what got into me, but I grabbed that magazine from the table and showed her the picture of the skirt and a cardigan, which would really suit Lena, in my opinion. Maybe I went completely nuts thinking about all the girls being in my world. Or maybe I wanted to distract myself instead of waiting for the nurse to come back. Lena looked at the picture. Yes, I guess. Is stuff like this in fashion? I guess. She got confused and started blushing. I kind of feel like she's not a person that knows much about fashion. Why do you ask? Really, why? Well, I mean, you know, if we're being truthful, I think you look gorgeous in it. Thank you. It's alright. I'm just being completely honest. We were quiet for some time. We did share that special moment, right? So, I think that's appropriate to say. How's your headache? Much better, thank you. She smiled. I'll be off. Good luck. That's a weird way to send it off. Lena went out, and I continued to look through the magazine. After a while, someone knocked at the door again. Seems that the infirmary is the most popular place to go. Even more popular than the canteen. Suddenly, I decided to roleplay a nurse. Just the male version. It's okay, bro. Nurse is not an exclusively female occupation, man. Go with the times. Well, I guess technically, well, if you are really stuck in the 1980s, then I guess at that time it was. I mean, it's still kind of, I think, more female dominant, but back then it probably was either exclusive or nearly female. Okay, anyways. Instead, come in. Wow, that's definitely something a nurse would say. Very specific there. The door opened and Olyana entered the room. Wow, did I miss a moment when you decided to start knocking? Anything wrong with me knocking? She frowned. Where does it hurt? Why on earth would I tell you? Where is the nurse? Right in front of you. I imposingly crossed my legs and looked questioningly at her. I'd better go. It'd be better to die than be treated by you, she smiled mischievously. You didn't even let me try. Olyana thought for a moment. Though, you could give me some pills. Man, what? Why is everyone just coming here just to get, medication? Come on. Medication's not the first line of treatment. Well, it kind of is, but, you know. Alright, what's bothering you? It took her some time to reply. A heavy stomach. I guess. Okay. Yeah, I guess pills. Fine. Whatever. Sure it's not an empty head. I mutter under my breath. Or, sure it's not an empty breath. Hold on. Sure it's not an empty head. There you go. I don't know if that's muttering, but... What did you say? Nothing. Give me a second. Found some pills in the first drawer I opened. I was throwing pills at people. Thank you, doctor. That just reminds me. I have a friend, if you didn't know, I am pre-med. Or rather, going to med school. But I have a friend who's also going to med school, and, we had a joke that in the future, if you became like Surgeon General, you just make a policy that you just like as long as you have money, you can get as many medications as you want. And so our joke was that basically he wanted to start like medication vending machines, just insert money, receive medication. So it's basically what I'm doing right now, right? Except it's free. So I guess I'm I guess a socialist, if you want to call it that. Universal healthcare. Oh man. She smiled cheerfully. Watching Ilyana, I could not imagine how such an optimistic and active child could have any health problems. I'm gonna go with overdose of stolen candies, right? She gave me a baleful look. No, I left everything for you. Oh, that's true. That's nice though. That's nice of her. I'm ready to see like all the main characters that come through here. Ilyana ran out of the infirmary and slammed the door. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. I don't know. Saying that or food poisoning. I guess food poisoning might have been a little... Food poisoning is a little bit more embarrassing, I think, isn't it? Maybe? I mean, because you get diarrhea, typically. Botulism, right? Again, I went back to studying Soviet fashion trends. I'm kind of sad we don't get to see the magazine. I'd like to see what's going on in the fashion world in the Soviet fashion world. I'm not even attuned to my own fashion, so I'm not very fashionable like Semyon. So, time passed, but the nurse was still absent. I wasn't searching for Sharik. Wasn't looking for any clues concerning my situation. I was just sitting and flipping through a magazine. Just for a moment, I felt quite satisfied with the situation. So far, everything that's happened here could be seen as just a trip to a summer camp, and if nothing changes anytime soon, then I can start worrying. Again, somebody knocked at the door. Did I miss the outbreak of an epidemic? Let's see. Who is it going to be? I'm going to say... well, who's last? There's Slavia, there's Miku, there's Zenya, there's Alyssa. Am I missing anyone else? Girls, at least? Because I don't think Electronic or any of the guys are going to come. Oh, maybe Sharik's going to come at the end. Ooh. I'm going to guess Alyssa. Damn it. Okay. Slavia was standing at the doorway. Oh, hi. Isn't the nurse here? Hi. No, she's not. I'm taking over for today. What happened to role-playing, man? Great. I'd like... She hesitated. What? Birth control? By the way, Semyon. She said, and looked intently at me. What? It seems like I lost my keys. Uh-oh. She's on to me. Have you seen them anywhere? Sure I have. Yes, here, I found them in the near the canteen yesterday. I wanted to return them to you, but forgot about it. I was really bad at lying. My cheeks were red, my eyes were wandering around, my hands were constantly shaking. Here. I was already prepared. I was already preparing myself for an appropriate scolding, but Slavia took the keys and said, "Thanks. So what'd you come here for?" I really needed to change the subject. Does anything hurt? No, it's nothing. Strange. I wouldn't even think that such an open person as Slavia would keep something quiet. If there's something bothering you, tell me. That's why I'm here, to treat people. I smiled widely. No, I mean yes, but no. Hearing that made anything possible, even dividing by zero, or division by zero. So I'm gonna help you. You? I guess you can't. She smiled and was going to leave, but suddenly stopped. However, could you step out for a minute? Why not? Okay. I stepped out of the infirmary and leaned against the wall. I wonder what might she be doing, something that I can't even see. After a minute, the door opened and Slavia came out. She was carrying a small bundle. She's stealing drugs. She's stealing drugs. She's taking all the Vicodin. I didn't even have Vicodin in a camp. They probably wouldn't. I mean, I can't imagine anyone being in that much pain. I ask about it, whatever. I think it's my responsibility, as someone in the medical field, or sorry, as someone role-playing as someone in the medical field, to not let girls steal drugs. Alright, what is it? Nothing. She blushed. Thank you. You're welcome. Dude, take it from her. It's not... You can't just let her take drugs. Slavia ran away. Seems like I shouldn't have asked. Alright, I'm gonna take a sip. I looked at the time. It was getting late. I read the magazine backwards and forwards. But the nurse still wasn't here. Suddenly, the door burst open and metal music started playing. And Alyssa rushed inside. She looked at me piercingly. Well, that's very piercing. What are you doing here? Sitting. I admitted honestly. Okay then. It's even better without the nurse. Uh-oh. She murmured. I'm not gonna murmur it. Are you sick? I asked acidly. I'm not gonna do that either. Alyssa didn't answer and came closer to me. She's gonna punch me in the stomach, huh? Move over. Why? So I can open the drawer, isn't it obvious? Oh, you're gonna steal drugs too? Okay. Maybe everyone in this camp is just like high on like Prozac or something. Not Prozac. I don't know. Whatever. She got angry. None of your business. Well, I'm kind of in charge here. She gave it a moment's thought. They give me some activated carbon. Oh. Did you ingest something toxic? Or what else could you make a bomb with activated carbon? It's basically just charcoal, I think, right? So, stomach acid? Yeah. That's a bold-faced lie. What did she say? She grinned, sharply. I got the feeling something was wrong here. Screw her. Don't do it. Really? Stomach ache? Really? Doesn't seem so. What? Wait, how is she planning to get it from the nurse? Unless she's just gonna lie. What? Do I have to toss my lunch all over the place for you to believe me? I don't know what terrible things can be done with activated carbon, but I'm sure you will think of something. She hesitated. And what if you're right? There. I knew it! Then I'm certainly not giving you anything. Alexander Matrosov was a Soviet infantry soldier during the Great Patriotic War, posthumously awarded the title of Hero of the Soviet Union for blocking German machine guns with his chest. Damn, it sucks. Alyssa tried to get to the drawers, but I blocked the pillbox with my chest like Alexander Matrosov. For all her impudence, she was still just a girl, and she had no chance of pushing me aside. It's because you tucked away your shirt. If you belly shirted it up, you would get superpowers. Whatever, I'll find it somewhere else. She turned away and headed to the exit. At the door, Alyssa stopped and looked back. By the way, the camp leader and the nurse are carrying a pioneer with a broken leg. Maybe you might want to back in for that. I really don't care, but they seem to be struggling. Yeah, sure. Come see for yourself. Oh, she's gonna give me my post and steal the activated carbon. Alyssa seemed to be lying, but on the other hand, as long as I can see her. Came to the door and looked outside. No one was there. Where exactly? They haven't reached here yet, then? She made a helpless gesture, with something behind her back. Have fun! I returned to the table, and only then realized that one of the drawers. I guess I should have saw that, or should have seen that coming, right? Just give it to her and build up my relationship points or whatever. I don't even know. I don't even think I'm going for her, but yeah. We did listen to her concert, so. How did she make it so quick? I turned my back just for a second. Though, what evil can come from activated carbon? It was 15 minutes till dinner, and the nurse still wasn't back. I guess just leaving this place like this, or just leaving that place won't do. The place like this won't do. She asked me to look after it after all. And who knows what might happen if I leave. She did give me the keys. I could just lock the thing, right? Put a sign up and nurse out, come to canteen or something. Though who would want to steal anything from here? Well, Alyssa, right? Except for Alyssa stealing activated carbon. Okay, got it. I opened the magazine again and began flipping through it for the nth time. The fashions of the 80s weren't fun anymore. Yawning got me several times, so was resident sleeper. It was already 6 o'clock, so dinner has already started, of course. I had to be on watch till the end, but my stomach seemed to have its own opinion on the matter. I stood up and steadily headed to the exit. A rustling sound came from behind the door. Could it be someone else who got poisoned, broken arm, or even worse? I sighed heavily and pulled the doorknob. Was it Sharik? However, there was no one out there. Seems like it was just my imagination. I returned inside and instantly noticed that something had changed in the infirmary. To be precise, an apple had appeared on the table. Oh man, are we Who was the prince, the Disney princess who ate the apple and fell? Is that Sleeping Beauty? I'm sorry, I don't know any. I haven't seen most of Disney movies. I'll say that I've seen some. But where from? Fruits can't just materialize from thin air by themselves, can they? We're going all like spooky music now. Though in this camp anything is possible. Chances are someone just brought it here. Maybe Lena wanted to thank me, given that she's all shy and... But wait! How could she just slip past me like that? Isn't it right next to a window? Yeah. Lena wouldn't climb through the window after all. So there must be something else. I was suddenly overwhelmed by fear. What if the apple's poisoned? Wait, isn't that what happened in Sleeping Beauty? Right? Though, why would someone complicate things when I'm here totally helpless and can be killed way more easily? Or it might be the apple which Eve tasted in the Garden of Eden? Okay, that's a little much of a stretch, but okay. In that case, I certainly shouldn't eat it. Oh, I see. I get where he's because it's tempting him because he's hungry. The same second my stomach reminded me it was there by rumbling traitorously. I guess your stomach is the snake. However, it would take time to close the infirmary, to reach the canteen to get food. My stomach was about to eat itself. There's nothing wrong, I guess. Once again, I try to remember if this apple was here before. In the end, it must have appeared from somewhere. Maybe it got here through the window? The shutter was slightly open, so someone must have reached in and put it here. Nothing serious, however. You know what, bro? You can suck it up. It's 6. You can wait. Don't eat the apple. No! Even assuming that it was a normal apple in any case, I shouldn't eat unwashed fruits. Yeah. You know, if it were me, I probably would have made that. I actually would have made that that judgment call there for the same reason. It hasn't been washed, just like that. I found a reason for my fear and put the apple away. It was time to go for dinner. All right, so we're done with our infirmary duties. Even though, I mean, we were saying that we weren't going to do it, like leave, and then we just left. So I guess we'll talk to Sharik, or not Sharik, Electronic next time. See if anyone else has figured out anything about Sharik, and if they're going to call the police or not. I kind of feel like we're not going to call the police, given how seemingly isolated we are, and how, I mean, it's weird when I mention stuff about leaving, so I kind of feel like there aren't going to be more people coming into the camp from the outside. So I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen, even though we don't find Sharik, and more crazy things are going to happen. So we'll see what goes on next time, and until then, thank you for watching. Bye.